Good morning. It's Monday, April 27th. Here's what we're working on this morning.
I'm Emily Huang reporting live from downtown Hamilton. A 14-year-old suspect is now in custody following a fatal shooting Friday afternoon. We'll have the details coming up.
The man accused of opening fire outside the White House Correspondents Association dinner on Saturday is due in court today.
Scotty sprints across midcourt right to the soaring down Bay Street.
And Scotty Barnes helps the Raptors tie the series with the Cavs. And the work week begins once again.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us here on Morning Live. What a nice weekend it was.
It was stunning yesterday.
Yeah. It was a gorgeous day yesterday. Yeah, temperature actually got to seasonal. We had that bit of a cool wind, but did we have a weekend? It just kind of went.
I know.
What?
It flew by.
Yeah, it's Monday again. Look at this. Yeah, the sky is clear. You know, the sun is just about up. Yeah, wow. We get earlier and earlier. Sun rises 6:19, so about 18 minutes from right now, the sun will be up. The sky is clear so far this morning, so temperature right now is sitting at 4 degrees. Now, that's right around seasonal for this time of year, so it's going to mild up today. We should hit 14 degrees for the day today, so about where we were yesterday. Lovely sunshine. Enjoy today because tomorrow, it will get a touch milder, but showers and thunderstorms will settle in, and it could be some heavy downpours during the day tomorrow as well. We get some thunderstorms. Of course, you can get some pretty heavy showers, so we could get 10 to 15 mils of precipitation during the day tomorrow, but it will be a little bit milder. Yeah, so enjoy the sunshine today. We'll talk about that in detail coming up. Traffic check, nothing there. 403 Waterdown Road as usual this time of the morning, doing fine. To our MTO traffic cameras, see if we can find anything. A couple of cameras anyhow. Red Hill Creek looks good. Toronto bound heading away from us. Top of the Skyway Bridge again, Toronto bound away from us. This time Toronto bound towards us at Brodie. Nothing to see so far today, so it all looks good. So we'll check weather and traffic, all the details coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thank you, Brian. There's an update to the investigation of last week's shooting in downtown Hamilton that killed a teenage boy. Emily Huang joins us live from outside Jackson Square with the latest. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Rick. Police say a 14-year-old suspect is now in their custody after turning himself in on Sunday. Now, last Friday, police responded to a shooting shortly after 5 p.m. here at Jackson Square. When they arrived, they found a 16-year-old victim suffering from life-threatening injuries. The victim has since been identified as Nabil Askafi, a local high school student. Askafi was transported to hospital where he later died. While police believe that only the identified 14-year-old had a gun and fired it, they were initially looking for 2 individuals in connection to the incident. They have since said they're not looking for any more suspects. Funeral service for Nabil is scheduled for later today at Hamilton Mountain Mosque at 1:40 p.m. As of Saturday, police had expressed their intent to charge the 14-year-old suspect with second-degree murder. It is not clear whether he is facing any additional charges. Investigators are asking for any witnesses to contact them as they continue to look into this incident. For now, Simone, back to you.
Thanks, Emily. The California man accused of opening fire outside the White House Correspondents Association dinner on Saturday is due to be arraigned in a Washington court today. In a message to family members just minutes before the shooting, Cole Allen allegedly referred to himself as a friendly federal assassin. The writings were sent shortly before shots were fired just beyond a security checkpoint at the Washington Hilton Hotel. The manifesto made repeated references to President Donald Trump without naming him directly, and alluded to grievances over a range of his administration's actions, including U.S. strikes on drug smuggling boats in the Eastern Pacific.
In a heated interview with CBS's 60 Minutes last night, President Trump shared the moment he was rushed out of the White House Correspondents' dinner after a gunman opened fire.
We heard a big bang, and it was either a gunshot or it was a tray of dishes, which happens a lot in ballrooms. and I was hoping it was a tray, but it wasn't. I think the whole operation was very impressive. The only thing you could say is maybe they could move that counterpoint out deeper, in other words, move it to the outside of the building.
Trump reacted to the video of the suspect running past security, saying he almost looked like a blur. He also appeared to push back against any concerns about security protocols and praised the work by the Secret Service. The agent who tackled the gunman was not shot, but was taken to hospital out of precaution. The president, vice president, and those attending the dinner were not hurt.
Despite the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, King Charles's state visit to the U.S. this week is going forward. U.S. and U.K. security teams are coordinating plans in the wake of Saturday night's shooting. King Charles and Queen Camilla's 4-day visit starts today. It will include a rare address to a joint meeting of Congress, only the second by a British monarch. The royal couple will also meet privately with President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump and make stops in New York and Virginia. Buckingham Palace says the trip will highlight the relationship that has developed between the two allies. Well, closer to home, extensive work on Hamilton's Sherman Cut starts today. The work is expected to last until early September and will include the replacement of corroded steel-facing walls under the Mountain Park Avenue Bridge and Concession Street Bridge. Resurfacing and other improvements along the Sherman Cut from the Sherman access to Crockett Street will also be carried out. Local traffic and emergency services will use detours. Work is also slated to begin today on the Shadoke Stairs in Hamilton as well. Starting today at 9 a.m. and lasting through Thursday at 7 a.m., the stairs will be closed. Repairs and other maintenance work will be taking place on the 289-step staircase. The set of stairs climb the escarpment from the Shadoke Golf Course clubhouse to the West Mountain. City staff advise an alternate route for those who use the stairs for exercise or as part of their commute. Ontario Liberal MPP Stephanie Smythe says Premier Doug Ford has apologized to her after he hurled a personal insult at her Thursday in the legislature. Smythe, who represents Toronto St. Paul's, says Ford reached out to her and she accepted his apology. The comments in question period came during a debate about a law that restricts public access to the records of the Premier, cabinet ministers, and their staff. Smythe, who worked for decades as a broadcast journalist before entering politics, asked Ford why a premier who claims to be highly accountable is making it hard to hold him to account. He responded by insulting her tenure as a journalist, then doubled down and tripled down when the remarks were met with outcry and calls for apologies from the opposition benches. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne will release the Liberal government's spring economic update on Tuesday.
Our new government is doubling down on efforts to tackle long-term structural challenges, generational investment in infrastructure and productivity, strengthening Canada's investment climate, and making economic growth a clear priority. And the world is noticing. Investments are up.
The report comes after the Liberals earned a majority through a series of by-election wins and floor crossings. Prime Minister Mark Carney has made some notable promises about building big and building fast.
After losing 12 straight playoff games against the Cavaliers, the Raptors have now beaten Cleveland in back-to-back outings.
Scotty sprints across midcourt right to the soaring down Bay Street.
Scotty Barnes brought his A-game as the Raps even their series with the Cavs at 2 games apiece with a 93-89 win. Barnes scored 23 points, including the go-ahead free throws in the final minute, while Brandon Ingram added 23 points, his highest output in the series thus far. The Raptors played great defense yesterday as well, highlighted by Jamal Shedd's clutch turnover in the final minute to give Toronto the ball. The Dinos held Donovan Mitchell to just 6 of 24 from the field. The series shifts to Cleveland for Game 5 Wednesday. The Sabres erupted for 4 goals in the first period and never looked back, blasting the Bruins 6-1 to take a 3-1 lead in their series. It's the first time Boston has allowed 4 goals in a period in a playoff game since 1991 against the old Hartford Whalers. Many thought the Montreal-Tampa Bay series would be the most entertaining of round 1, and they were right.
Have their first lead of the night.
Brandon Hagel scored his playoff-leading 5th and 6th goals in the 3rd period as the Lightning stormed back to beat the Canadiens 3-2 to tie their first-round playoff series at 2. Hagel has scored at least 1 goal in all 4 games of this series so far. First 3 games went to OT, but Tampa Bay overcame a 2-0 deficit to end this one in regulation. A back-and-forth Game 4 in Anaheim between the Oilers and Ducks. Edmonton jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first period. Anaheim scored twice in the second period to tie it, and each team scored again in the third period. So we needed overtime, where fans from both teams held their breath as Ryan Poehling's shot seemed to beat Edmonton's Tristan Jarry, but the refs needed video review to determine if the puck actually crossed the line.
And here's the in-net look, Brian. Over the line, but can you see it over the line? And here comes Jake Brink once again.
After review, the puck completely crossed the...
Ducks win 4-3. They can close out the series in Game 5 in Edmonton tomorrow night. Brett Lachenko broke the ice in the second period. Ryerson Leenders made 22 saves for his first shutout of the OHL playoffs as Brantford blanked Barrie 2-0. The victory gives the Bulldogs a 2-1 series lead against the Colts, heading into Game 4 tomorrow night in Barrie. Forge FC are at the top of the table in the CPL after a 1-0 victory at Pacific FC. Brian Wright scored in the 76th minute as the Hammers picked up their 3rd win from 4 games. Forge has not conceded a goal so far this season. Sebastian Sawe became the first person to run a sub-2-hour marathon, winning the London Marathon in 1 hour, 59 minutes, 30 seconds. If you missed it Saturday, Clarenville beat Stony Creek 6-3 in the Allen Cup final, and the Toronto Rock upended Saskatchewan 16-13 to advance to the NLL semifinals and will host San Diego at TD Coliseum this Friday night.
12 minutes after 6 o'clock, 27th morning of April. It's Monday again, and we are almost at sunrise. Sunrise is in about 6 minutes from now. So, hey, we'll call it a mainly sunny start to our day. So, traffic this morning, no problems actually around the Horseshoe at the moment. That's the 403. That's Waterdown Road area. That's our exclusive camera. Nothing to see right there. Let's go back into St. Catharines at the 405, and the QEW looks good. Red Hill Creek, still no problems. Starting to get a little bit slow as you head toward Brand Street, and of course you make the corner turn and head right into the sunshine, which is what's going to happen. QEW east of Royal Windsor at the Ford plant, nothing. 427 Gardner QEW, it's a little slow coming down toward the Gardner, but that's no problems right now. So let's talk about the temperature that we have at the moment. We were 4. Our temperature now is popped up a degree. We're now sitting at 5 degrees. The winds are still fairly light from the northeast. We had that cool northeast wind yesterday, and it's a mainly sunny start to the morning here. As I said, the sun is going to be up in about, 5 minutes from now. So 14 will be the high for the day today. We'll still have a bit of an east wind, 20 gusting to 40, but lovely sunshine. High UV index. Take care. That sun is strong. We have this nice clear break. We've had it overnight. We'll have it for the day. Increasing clouds tonight. Then tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms. Could be heavy at times. Temperature will pop up a fair bit. We're going to hit about 18 degrees for tomorrow, but we could get 10 to 15 millimeters of precipitation during the day tomorrow. But no, not today. Temperatures 14 to 19 for Niagara. Around the lake, the temperatures will be a little bit cooler, but you get away from the lake, like Simcoe, Cayuga, could be 19 degrees. Brantford as well today. So lovely sunshine. Tonight, the skies start to get cloudy for the overnight hours. We're looking at temperatures 8 to 12 degrees tonight. That 10 to 15 millimeters could happen during the day tomorrow, actually. So 18 degrees. So it'll be a little bit milder tomorrow. 17, 18, 19, but it's going to be fairly wet. Chance of showers and thunderstorms, and of course that precipitation during the day could really mount up. So out the door, 27th morning of April, Monday, mainly sunny. Temperature right now is 5. Long range coming up. Simone, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily. She's going to have a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat this morning. And in business news, the Bank of Canada will announce its interest rate decision this week. More on that in a moment. 6:16 on your Monday morning. Good morning, Emily. What's coming up in Chit Chat?
Hi, good morning. Paramount has dropped the latest teaser for the next season of Star Trek. Strange New Worlds.
Wow.
I know, the show that never ends.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many different seasons.
Kind of like Grey's Anatomy, only in space.
So true.
Totally. Great analogy. Michael moonwalks.
Ooh.
I actually don't know how to moonwalk. To a shattering record at the box office, despite some pretty shaky reviews. And later on this morning, Philadelphia Museum brings the Rocky statue inside. We'll tell you why coming up.
Okay, thanks, Emily. Checking business news this morning. We'll start with the markets. The dollar is up to 73.38 cents U.S. Gold is down $13 an ounce. And oil is up $2.35 to $96.72 U.S. a barrel. In midday European trading, only Frankfurt is ahead this hour.
The Asian markets were mixed today, with Tokyo and Shanghai up while Hong Kong lost ground. At Friday's close, the TSX and Dow finished down, while the Nasdaq posted gains of nearly 400 points.
Bank of Canada is set to announce its latest interest rate decision Wednesday, alongside a new monetary policy report as it monitors inflation pressures linked to the war in Iran. The central bank has held its key rate at 2.25% for 3 straight decisions, and economists expect that to continue. Rising oil prices are already pushing inflation higher, with Canada's annual rate reaching 2.4% in March. Economists say the bank will likely look past the initial spike while keeping a close watch on longer-term risks. Slowing growth and high unemployment are also clouding the outlook. For now, analysts expect the Bank of Canada to hold steady as it waits for more clarity.
The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments today in Bayer's bid to limit thousands of lawsuits against the company. Those suits allege that the German company's Roundup weed killer causes cancer in a case that is one part of sprawling years-long litigation over the product. The justices are hearing Bayer's appeal of a lower court's ruling in a case brought by a man who said he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin lymphoma after years of exposure to Roundup. The Missouri Court of Appeals upheld a $1.25 million verdict that a St. Louis jury awarded the plaintiff over his diagnosis. The company is facing tens of thousands of similar lawsuits over Roundup in both federal and state courts across the country.
Air Canada will hold a conference call with investors and financial analysts this week to discuss its first quarter results. The airline recently announced it would suspend a half-dozen routes, citing fuel costs that render them unprofitable. Air Canada also increased baggage fees for the first checked bag in its basic economy class on domestic, U.S. and Sun destination flights. Experts have said these costs are here for the long haul. In an earnings call last week, United Airlines said travelers are willing to pay higher ticket prices, so airlines don't have a reason to drop prices. American Airlines says customers have already been willing to pay more for things like extra legroom or seats closer to the front.
Canadian travel to the United States is down for the 14th consecutive month. Statistics Canada says the number of Canadian resident return trips from the United States was down 12.5% in February compared to the year prior. Meanwhile, the number of trips to Canada from U.S. residents is up by nearly 6%. Canadians are overall leaving the country less, with trips abroad down 5.5% compared to February last year. But if residents are traveling, the agency says more are choosing overseas destinations, with those return trips up 6.8%.
All right, quick break right now. Brian is going to be back with your traffic update and your 7-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
Good morning, 6:23. It's a Monday morning, 27th of April, and the sun is already up, so yay. And we're going to enjoy it for the day today. No problems on the roads. QEW 406, no problems there. Starting to get a little bit busy, top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Nothing east of Bronte. Here's a look at Lorne Park through Mississauga, dipping into the 403 coming up from the Ford plant. No problems. Keep in mind, yep, today is the day. The Sherman Cut is going to be officially closed starting today, right straight through September. There will be posted detour signs, so a bit of a problem if you take that. All right, let's get to what we want to talk about this morning, which is the temperature. Oh, and the picture. Thanks to Brenda in Burlington, took this shot from her balcony overlooking the sunrise in Lake Ontario. And thanks to your note, I've been humming and singing along with the Rascals. It's a beautiful morning, and it is. So 5 degrees Hamilton, Mississauga, 4 Grimsby, 6 into Toronto. So today, yep, Monday again. Those are our sun times and records for today, and we'll have lovely sunshine. And so we're looking at 15 as a seasonal daytime high, and we were almost there yesterday. So 4 degrees for the first spell and sunshine, 14 for after school today. Long range forecast today, 14. Tonight down to 8. We'll get more cloud cover rolling in tonight, and then in advance of that shower thunderstorm scenario for tomorrow, 10 to 15 mils possible. 18 for tomorrow. A little cooler. We get some more showers for Wednesday. Thursday, chance of showers may arrive on Friday, but a cooler day, high of only 10, and then cooler for the weekend as well. That's your forecast. Simone, Rick.
Thank you, Brian. You probably heard the sound of seagulls while eating French fries at the beach, but did you know there's a competition to see which human can make the best seagull screech?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's a real thing, as you can see and hear. This year was the 6th year for the annual competition in a Belgian coastal town. More than 70 competitors from 15 different countries gathered in a local pub to share their best seagull impression. The contest aims to change the image of seagulls, which are often seen by the public as intrusive. I think the people who dress up as a seagull should win the...
Yeah, that's very impressive. I mean, never mind the seagull call. It's the getup that they're wearing.
It's all of the above.
Costumes.
They're really going all out.
That is amazing.
With their seagull calls. Oh, good for them.
Yes.
I would share mine, but I don't know if it's going to be for morning television.
Press.
Can you... No, that's a dolphin.
This is the dolphin one, which is spot on, Simone. Spot on.
My animals.
There's a dolphin sound competition.
So
you are going to win.
Rick's turn.
On a seagull?
Perfect. It's almost like I see them coming.
Stay with us. More to come here on Morning Live. Good morning.
That was good.
Dolphin was amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. Very good.